Before I debunk Slickxstream, I'm skipping over like chunks of his video or like shit that is irrelevant, so my time shouldn't be wasted or yours.
Form is like bringing a gun to a fist fight. We also not counting the insane levels of plot armor Sonic needed to go through just to beat someone like Infinite or Solar Eyes.
And this entire video, he never proved on how he had plot armor. Like, what the fuck? And yeah, you can count it since like they can progress. Like the Sonic series, like they progress a whole lot. So like they pretty much outscale or are relative to things they did in the past. So yes, you can count the absurd plot armor shit. And also, don't use plot armor. Like, it doesn't really change what happens.
First going over his speed feats, since that's what he is known for. People say Sonic in the classic games had immeasurable speed because he can time travel with his own speed, but this is quite literally a fallacy and a contradiction. Sonic needed time posts to enter into time rifts and travel forwards and backwards in time. One would try and argue that time posts are just some game mechanic. But that time post game mechanic argument is actually contradicted by the Stardust Speedway cutscene before Act 2. So Sonic traveling in time doesn't scale him to immeasurable speed. Now moving over
it really isn't made by Sonic Team. It's made by a bunch of like fan people or shit, whatever you want to call it. So it wouldn't really be that reliable to use, so no. Also, half of the game guides are like in reference to the fucking game mechanics. So yes, it is still a game mechanic. These same guides teach you how to move and jump. You're using words you understand. Calling it fallacy doesn't make it a fallacy, dumbass. What the hell? You have to say what the fallacy is, or you're just not gonna be right.
Over into colors where people say Sonic quote-unquote outran a black hole. First of all, Sonic failed to outrun this black hole and would have quite literally been the end of the Sonic series if it wasn't for the Wisps saving him. Second of all, it's not even a black hole, but a hyper-go-in explosion which is far less powerful than a black hole till proven otherwise. So Sonic in this situation is FTL speed.
This is his favorite game, by the way. The hyper-go-on energy is like relative to the Chaos Emeralds, making it like high uni at a low ball. What the hell? During this, he had no stamina and was tired. What the hell are you talking about? By the way, this is his favorite game.
Now on to generations where people are convinced Sonic had a measurable to irrelevant speed. But if we actually educate ourselves, this wouldn't be the case, because Sonic wasn't in fact restoring time and space, but the flow of time.
Stop using an argument you don't understand. Number one, restoring the flow of time is still a measurable speed, or being beyond it. The entire game you're undoing what the time meter did, which is him destroying space and time. Now follow me. If Sonic was really restoring the flow of time, it would be irrelevant. He wouldn't undo what the time eater did, because the time eater erased space and time, not the flow. That's like saying he restored the flow of a river without the river actually existing. The same goes with space and time. And then again, it's stated consistently in not only Japanese but English that he is restoring space and time. Actually, in a rewrite which should retcon or correct any previous statements, it is stated explicitly that he is restoring space and time. So yes, he is still a measurable speed. And regardless, he would be a measurable speed with the flow of time argument too. So it actually helps my argument.
Sonic and Shuffle also had a black hole situation, and this game is canon, but this would literally boil down to gameplay mechanics, because those platforms were what seems to be resisting the black hole, and it wasn't in a cutscene, so Sonic in this situation caps at MFDL speed.
Nigga, do you not know what game mechanics are? You're basically saying anything that was not in the cutscene is just not canon. Like, no. The gravitational pull would still need to suck in Sonic and his friends, which, by the way, it didn't, which means he can resist the gravitational pull of a black hole, giving him, like, FTL speeds. Like, no.
Now Secret Rings, where it says, quote, the crystal corridor that head warps into an infinite space. People will make it out like Sonic has infinite speed, but this barely gives any context to what exactly is infinite in size, because it's definitely not the path Sonic is running on. And we can literally see space from where Sonic is running, so this has no implications of Sonic being infinite in speed, and that's all the speed feats I addressed.
Just because you see a space, that means it's not infinite? Like, that's dumbass logic, no.
So in conclusion, Sonic's speed scales from Mach 1 to FTL speed, objectively speaking. Sonic is not immeasurable to a relevant speed, as it's inconsistent to almost every plot of a Sonic game.
And yet your dumbass is literally proving immeasurable speed Sonic. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. You also contradicted yourself like multiple times in the fucking video. What the hell? And I would love for you to prove how it's inconsistent.
He can't time travel with his speed either. If he was fast enough to travel through time, then most catastrophic events like the return of Chaos or the Metal Virus would have been reversed in the most simple way possible, like undoing your mistakes, such as running back in time. Sonic and 06 still needed an extra Chaos Emerald from either Silver or Shadow just to travel back in time to save Elise. If he had a measurable speed, he would be able to do that himself and not literally be on his knees thinking there's no way to save Elise now. Listen, it took Sonic 3 days. 3 days to stop Eggman from achieving his ultimate plan in Heroes, and Sonic stopped his plan right on the 3rd day. Having immeasurable speed, Sonic would be right there stopping Eggman in less than 30 minutes.
I already explained it, how this is like plot-induced stupidity. If you know how math works and you know how to time travel, which you don't know, of course. Undoing your past events would just alter another timeline, not the actual current one. I don't know why you act like you understand Sonic's character, because if you did, why would he do this? Why would he end his adventure in, like, I don't know, 30 minutes? And yes, he can. You are right, Slickxstream. He can do this. But knowing Sonic, he wouldn't. And if you don't know where someone is, it's kind of stupid to just go over the entire planet looking for them. Though, doesn't matter what speed you have.
Sonic was able to time travel, then literally every boss and tragic event would be avoided. Sonic literally tried to run off the metal virus instead of time travel back to undo his simple mistake. So not it's not rage bait. If you think it is, then I can't help you. You just have simple anger issues. Now for
Sonic. So, since I don't want to take your piece of shit as fact, that means I have anger issues and I fell into your rage bait? Wow. This entire time you were rage baiting, Slickxstream. I didn't know that. Sonic's villains has his speed. What the fuck? So yeah, regardless, it wouldn't really matter.
Like strength and durability, he's been fighting robots for most of his life. But his significant feats and sheer power is displayed in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, where Sonic is able to high-diff Knuckles the Echidna warrior, who is not only able to punch Super Sonic, but also have the strength to lift up and destroy things much heavier than he is. Knuckles has claimed that his strength is equal to Sonic's speed.
Yeah, nigga, you're using not only AI, but you're using Google to scale these characters. Like, this is why I don't support it, right? Slickxstream, FTL speed doesn't really scale you anywhere. What the hell?
The next big feat Sonic had throughout his games is high-diffing the ultimate life form. The first time he fought him, it would boil down to a tie as Shadow was not down and neither was Sonic. His fight with Shadow in the Space Colony arc would canonically make Sonic the winner, as the cannon was destroyed, meaning Sonic was successful on stopping the Eclipse cannon. And given the fact that Shadow is the embodiment of chaos energy and is able to teleport, and given the fact that Chaos Emeralds have positive and negative energy, Sonic would be planetary to universal in strength against someone like Shadow.
Teleporting, having negative and positive energy doesn't scale you anywhere at all. Like, why are niggas still saying teleportation is like good speed? It isn't. Like, what the fuck?
His next big feat displayed in Secret Rings is Eraser Jin. This is the game where Sonic peaked in base form feats. In the world of Arabian Nights is a world separate to Sonic's world, and Eraser Jin is trying to wipe out the Arabian Nights and take over Sonic's world. And he's also tried to take out the stories of the Arabian Nights as well. And since it was implied that he wiped out different worlds and not universes, this is a universal feat for Sonic defeating him and restoring the Arabian Nights. And
I don't think I'm tracking or you're tracking your argument, but destroying worlds doesn't equate to universal. What are you talking about? Why'd you say it was not universal and he was destroying like planets, but it was a universal feat? What? Anyways, the Arabian Nights are said to be like infinite in size, which is like high universal.
Now in Forces, he beat Infinite once in this entire game, but the Avatar was doing most of the work, going out of his way to weaken Infinite. Also, Sonic by the end of the game considered them illusions, and that claim of Infinite being the strongest foe Sonic ever faced was actually promotion. So in conclusion, Sonic needed plot armor for a city-level fighter.
Eggman literally states that Infinite is his strongest creation, putting him over like the Time Eater and the fucking Egg Salamander, and even Neo Metal Sonic. I'm talking about heroes, by the way. That same promo statement doesn't really contradict anything in the game, so you can take it as fact. Especially since like he's shown a superiority like Sonic and shit and relativity to him as well. It's also stated again right here that doesn't really contradict anything in the game. Okay, so you did not tell us like directly debunks what you just said. Look.
And he won a sparring match against Silver, both making Sonic city level and strength feats. And as for Surge and IDW, she wasn't even a threat to Sonic, another city feat that covers his strength and power. He's low universal in total. And as for durability, he can survive being dropped over 1,000 feet, and can survive being thrown into 2 buildings in a mountain, so he has planetary levels of durability. Almost forgot about Chaos and Generations. Chaos is a city-level threat who absorbed only negative chaos energy, so Sonic beat a city-level fighter.
I'm pretty sure it's never been stated in the game that he absorbed negative energy. You're really using something that's from Sonic X. Like, this is the dumbass shit I'm talking about. Still absorb chaos energy. Him absorbing this said energy would get him to high universal, you dumbass nigga.
As for Hack, Sonic has super strength, speed, energy manipulation, and maybe power nullification. That's really it. So he also has black hole and matter manipulation, existence, erasure, causality manipulation, and time manipulation, causality, manipulation, acausality, holy manipulation, passive fate manipulation, and more. Conclusion: Sonic is low universal with FTL speed, and I don't have a single fuck to give if you, Hezi, Guardian, or Hyper TM disagree with this scale. If you want to ratio my comments doing tricks over a fictional character, go ahead. Sonic is both Mario, Sora, and Kirby victims. Good day.
Nigga, keep my name out your fucking mouth, nigga. You're a roach. You snuck your way into the Mario community, claimed to be a fan, tried to get him to balance, but failed miserably, nigga. And now you're whining. And we were never doing tricks over this character. All we did was scale the character. Something so fucking simple, but you cannot grasp it. I'm not gonna ratio you in your comments, nigga. We can happily run it in like Discord. My Discord is Zobai. We can run it with like fucking judges. We can do it on live. We can do it anywhere. I don't really care if your voice sounds fucking shitty. I don't care, nigga. Like, we can fairly run this shit. Also, nigga, you auto-concede to every and any argument I made previously, so no, nigga.